guys, I'm back with another video for Rawka Media, and today I'm going to be talking about kind of more of a cultural issue, but it also has very significant political ramifications. So in the past, in general, when a country or a civilization has been met with, great strides in progressiveness, so I guess in liberalness, in an expanse, there is a group of people, and Dr. Jordan Peterson has some very interesting things out there about this, but there are conservative-minded people who don't like when stuff goes outside of what they already know. So basically, they can't handle chaos. And so, say during the late 19th century and the earliest parts of the 20th century, and through on into now, we've been progressing at an astonishing rate. Truly, it's unparalleled. I mean, I've never seen anything like this in the past. Like, you can look into history, and there were times when all of a sudden you would have 3 different kinds of metal that people were using, and certain animals were used in battle, and weapons were being developed. But I mean, if you look at just by the numbers, the things that we've experienced as a civilization and as a species truly is insane over the past, whatever, 200, 250, 500 years, whatever you want to say. Electricity, firearms, pretty much some of the greatest country, the greatest country maybe ever. The next great country has come about in the last few centuries, and I think that was significant. All this is significant, but there's a group of people who can't handle it. So, and it's not just older people. We give that association out because, again, psychology kind of, people like Dr. Jordan Peterson, but others as well, psychologists point to traits about as you age, you develop a kind of, the way the world is stuck in your head. So, basically in the situation of the late 19th century and the early 20th century was when things kind of took a turn for the worse, especially in Europe. When met with insane levels of progress as a culture, the reaction was bad. People who were conservative, they wanted things to stay the same. They didn't want new people entering their atmosphere. They didn't want new thoughts in their systems. And so, basically, that's kind of why Stalin and Mao and Hitler, all of these people, there was, through the chaos of the changing time, the more conservative people, not so much in the case of Mao and Stalin, but definitely in the case of Hitler, there was a massive support for a real, true, centralized government power to step in and actually put forth sort of the fascist ideas. And so, to keep things the same. And right now, we're kind of seeing the re-emergence of those types of ideas. Right now, we're having an extreme push from the most radical left, and there's a balance that's supposed to happen here, but especially throughout recent history with politics and countries and cultures being as intermingled as they are now, every few decades or so, there's a massive resistance that comes from the far right, the kind of the authoritarian right. And so this is, right now, we may be seeing the beginning stages, not so much in America, despite what all of the leftist news organizations would like to tell you, but definitely it's going to be the case in Europe. Maybe not Nazism per se, but definitely a fascist, authoritarian, right-wing, maybe just a right-winged rebellion, and it would be absolutely catastrophic to, France, Italy, Germany. These countries were ethno-states in their founding, and it's just factually the way that it is, and we have to address it in order to really fix the problem. But basically, that's the issue, is that these places, they were never designed for this like America was. America is a creedal country in that it's a country that was founded mostly by just people who agreed to play by these rules. And France, Italy, Germany, these countries weren't like that. These countries aren't that way. And you're going to start to see, I believe, you're probably going to start to see some major pushback from the extreme right, possibly ending in another empire, maybe World War III. I'm not trying to fearmonger here. This is just me trying to be rational. So, but I'm also trying to acknowledge this as somebody who tends towards the right. You know, you can't pretend that there aren't issues on your side, and we are being met with extreme changes, and not good changes per se, from the left. Lots of cultural bounds our country, in America, Canada, England. You know, we've just been going by leaps and bounds, and people don't like that. A lot of people don't like that, and it could be very bloody. This kind of uprising or revolution, not necessarily that it will happen, but it may. And if you look at something like the Berkeley riots, the people, these extreme right winger, I hate to say this because I still understand. I get it. I understand, but we can't go here. We can't afford, as especially in America, as a nation, to start another civil war. And I mean, all it takes is one guy who sees these crazy Berkeley students or whatever, these Antifa, beating up on some girl, and they just go get their guns out of the car and just start killing the change. And I understand it. I understand the sentiment. But this is dangerous, and it needs to be addressed, and whether it needs to be stopped or fixed or altered in some way, we need to address that, especially as the right-wing and conservative, maybe Republican community. We need to address it. So yeah, that's this video. This is something I've been noticing because kind of on the alt-right, people have been doing some kind of odd stuff recently. People that I respect have been making defenses for borderline actual neo-Nazis and stuff like that. I mean, we can't allow it. Not in an authoritarian way, but we can't support those types of ideas, and we cannot excuse them. So, this is Michael. This is my video for Rawka Media. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. But yeah, most importantly, just tell me what you think about my videos and what I can improve. I would love to hear some feedback, and extremely thankful if you've made it this far into the video. Please go tell other people about this. Again, you can challenge my ideas, and since it's a small community, I may be able to personally respond to you. Alright, see you guys later. Peace.